because there are different options now, and maybe a quick and easy win is just to allow the user the manual entry into a test. Yeah. So here we simply allow the user the entry of results into the needed value. So here is the pH value, and we can put a value in there like 7.25. And when we enter it, the system checks it against the limits of 6 and 9. They are green, it's not out of specification. Here's the sample ID mentioned, the batch number, the department. All this information is at hand. And sometimes you have many samples to be analyzed, and you have more than one test here. Just for a simple entry of an analytical result, which then when it's entered is displayed here. The valuation is okay, it wasn't changed, and you can change the status by finishing and completion. And with this, the analytical test for the pH is finished, and we can go to the next one in the process. So the infrared identity is handled with a document, which means if I would want to enter results in here with the same way as we did for the pH, there is no option here because the system suggests or requires that you put your information into the document which was created for this analysis. And like Karim has presented, these documents are at least partly designed in Excel, and we will see how we fill it with life. So let's see how fast my system behaves. But here we go. So you see version 1 modifiable by the system account, which means that was the tool which has created this this part of the document. You can see the request and the sample ID. So what we had as a barcode from the initial point is represented in here. The test is defined, and here you can see what you want to do as the specific test. And when the test is finished, we will be able to add the result. So in this case, we would like to add something from the SDMS. Yeah, so over here we can go to the plus. We can also search directly if we don't know where the data will be stored. Then you have a search function to use for a sample ID. In this particular case, I have no result for that sample ID specifically, but here I have an IR spectrum, which I can visualize as they are stored in the SDMS. They come with a lot of keywords, which I have in there. And so when the record is opened and the IR spectrum is displayed, then we can decide to transfer it and append it to our document. We can give this specific building block a title, and then it will show up here in the agenda of content. At any time, we can decide to put a comment. Yeah, so you have your own little building blocks which can be added, and now so the second building block here, which now holds our option to define a result, is this section, and this section with all its interactivity, as you can see, is built in Microsoft Excel. So here we have the option to choose from the validated or the optional results. And when you close it, this information is recorded in here, and you can decide for this section now to release it, which will close the cycle here on the side and see that the individual building block is released. You can do this with all of them if you want to, and you can make it mandatory or optional. And then when you go here and refresh, you can expect that the path from this section is now moved to the overview of the entire analysis. And then when you decide to release the document, so the full package of all the 3 sections, which will change the status here at the top, and then you go and say approve, which will include an electronic signature in this case, so demo user, and my password here, don't tell anyone, this is good luck. And then you approve it, and you have finished this analysis. So if you go here and refresh, the status here will be updated because I've released the execution and approved it.